evening, good morning, good late night, midnight. I tried to catch Jesse out, but I couldn't get him. He was too smart. He's on the ball. How are we all? Jesse, sorry, man.
You're all right, mate. It's all good. You almost caught me lacking. Yeah, I'm good, man. Just cruising, enjoying this one. I'm doing a bit of if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at numbers. So, apologies, but going well. How are you?
Aren't you looking at numbers though?
When I'm asleep.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I think in your brain, it's still going either way. So
It is. Yeah, it's a problem.
I think you've got. Don't you have a little GoPro while you're sleeping, so that you just sit there and it just goes through your eyelids?
I've got a little monitor that catches my random eye movement, and then I translate it into real numbers when I wake up.
Yeah, you're a fucking freak. Jimmy, how you doing, man?
I'm good, boys. I'm good. It was a good weekend all around. So, yeah, I'm loving life at the moment.
Loving life in Queensland with a jumper on.
Yeah.
It's what is it? April still?
I've climatised too hard now, Trav.
And I'm going well, eh? Like, school started back this week, back into normal routines. I saw green arrows last week for SuperCoach, so whenever you see something green, whether it's 1 or a billion, I don't care. I'm happy. So, yeah. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors. So, Understanding Supports. I will put the link, as I always do, in the bio for any mental health or any support. You need someone to talk to, reach out to them. I know the guys there are absolutely gems, and they are very keen to talk to people. We've got the Rugby League Fantasy Pro. A lot of our numbers today are going to come from the Rugby League Fantasy Pro website. So, SC Spectrum 26 if you want to get a full 20% off. I can guarantee you that Jimmy used Rugby League Fantasy Pro for his punting bets last week, and as we'll talk about at the end, won. So he kind of cheated, but, it's there for you. Get a 20% discount. That's what it is. Jimmy doesn't use his brain. He uses everyone else's. And Freedom Finance, catch Con for any finance support mortgage-wise. Mention SC Spectrum to get and unlock your special discount. A quick shout out to our Open Classic League, because some things changed, boys. So our league has now improved another 6 spots. So we've now got 96 people. I really want to get it to over 100. If we can do that, that'd be wicked. The league code is 787885. Get involved. It will close in 3 more rounds. Round 8, 9 at the end of round 10, it closes. So you've got 3 more rounds, $150 prize to the winner. We have a new overall leader. That is one crap. Now, I'm going to say ouches just because I want to be funny, but I reckon it's Crap O'Shea's. And it's owned by Marcel. I hope that's not the Marcel that we know, because we don't like him very much.
It is definitely the same.
No, we love him. We love him.
No, he's a good dude. He's in all our leagues. He's in all our keeper leagues. He's in all our draft leagues. The guy's a champion.
He doesn't trade, but...
And he's very good at SuperCoach. Total score, he has 9. No, he doesn't make trades in the draft. That's because he obviously believes that his draft was that good he doesn't need to.
Exactly right.
Total score, 9,608. He's a full 51 points ahead of second place. He got a 1644 last week in round 7, which is enormous. He's got a overall rank of 175. He went up another 464. Well done to Marcel, and well done to our round 7 winner. Overall score with a monstrous 1733. That's Strange Behaviour, owned by James, and that is very strange to have a score like that. He rose 3,514 spots to an overall rank of 455, and we know that fella as well. James is a really good man himself. Boys, tell us, whilst I take a break, take a drink, pull up some podcast stuff, details and stuff. Jimmy, how did you go last week in round 7?
Well, last week, I actually thought I was going to do bloody unbelievable, and then you see some of the scores popping off on Sunday, and you're like, oh, shit. It's another one of those weeks where you just feel so disheartened. But I scored 1492, and I was actually pretty happy with that, especially coming into the last game. And I think a few people got caught out by Kant being injured and last second. So I picked up Manu, who turned out to be a great little grab and play that
Who's
week.
Manu? As in Joey Manu. Is he back from...
Yeah.
Japan?
I'm not, unlike you, I'm not going to attempt that last name.
It's Manu Leilua.
Yeah,
Manu
okay.
Leilua. Even I know that one, Jimmy.
Yeah, but Manu sounds cooler. It's Joey Manu.
That's right.
So I went up about 4K spots into 24 and into the top 15%. So more green arrows, and I'm going in the right direction. 14.1 team value. Yeah, I had a great week. Didn't captain Latrell. That's probably the only thing that separated me from you guys in a massive week, but...
There was that many good scores on the weekend. Could have captained everyone.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You captain Cleary for 120 and you think, all right, this
Hell
is
yeah.
unbelievable. And then Latrell goes and ruins your weekend.
Especially for a lot of people who looped him.
Yep.
Well done, Jimmy. That was a good round, man.
Thanks, brother.
Jesse.
My round was slightly better. 1570. I was pretty happy with it, genuinely. Like, it's a friggin' amazing score. I was kind of let down at the end there by Karaz, who I was hoping to get something big out of. He kind of left a lot of points,
Solid
in
first
one half. But yeah, the first half was acceptable. It's just I wanted that twice. But yeah, 1570, which, by all accounts is insane. But when you're coming up against 1700s, even that felt a little off the pace. But I went up to rank 2,429. So it was almost a 1,700 rank climb again, which is good. So it's kind of back where I was before 2 weeks ago, where I started dropping down a little bit. But yeah, it was good. I VC'd Cleary in the end, and then by the time I realised that, that was a bloody good score, I couldn't loop him. I just had everyone locked. And unless I'd boosted out like Arama Howe or boosted Karaz out or something. Yeah, there was all these things that I was like, these just they're not right. So I'm just like, I let it ride, and I had the C on Latrell from basically lockout on Monday, and I just ran with it, and yeah, 177 paid off really well. So he was good. Turbo obviously going down wasn't great, but Jenkins, Herbie, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
Fino Filiaki keeps doing it again, 83 base, so he's just a monster. He's been so freaking good. And then I brought in Simi as well for 108, so there was just huge points. Like, it was massive. And I didn't have Teddy, like everyone that sort of got the 1700s. They had that same group of players, but he was like the little cherry on top. So all in all, man, very happy with last round.
We are very proud of you too, man. Well done. It's a good score, and it's round 7. All I'm sitting here thinking is Jesse's float now under 3K after round 7. Beware competition. He's working himself into it, and Jimmy getting up there to where he's got to is fire. Boys, well done. Mine, I got 1458. Pretty happy with that. I am now a total score of 8,672. I've now popped into the top 31%. I'm at 51,488. I think I had, 6,128 green arrows, so that's cool. I traded for feeder and just got all up in the hype from Jesse to get Garner, and yeah,
So did I.
Unfortunately, that sucked. And then
You know what?
Iro, and then I traded Iro to Latrell, and then one thing that rubs off on me about Jesse is he's very much into the juju fields, and so when he trades someone and he likes to make a captain, I was so sold on vice captaining Turbo on that early game that I just had to because I wanted to trade in, because I wanted to do a captain of someone I traded in, I just had to put the C on Latrell, and it worked out. I was going to do it at all times, but yeah, I really thought that Turbo VC was going to play my weekend, and I wouldn't have had a problem. Unfortunately, he got that only a 10, and he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Boys, it is ANZAC Round. It's my favourite round of the year. My dad was in the Navy for 22 years, so this is something that's been bred into me since I was born. I love this round. It's exciting. And go the Storm game on the Saturday night, Storm versus the Rabbits. Jimmy, you'll be all over that. Jesse, surely those Roosters turn up and beat a Dragons team that just hired a coach that they fired that they wanted then by the end of the day. Like, come on now, let's...
Madness.
I just wanted to throw something in there, but...
Yep.
Let's
Go
get
on.
into it, hey? So we've got TLT. Now, today is a big pod. It's a big pod, and we're calling it the Pod. We love this. Jesse froths and breathes this podcast. We'll do another, is it two? We'll do another one around Origin time and another one just before the last third of the year. Is there two more?
Probably one more, realistically, at this stage, I would imagine. But if we can get two in, that'd be good. Especially during the buy rounds, probably have its own dedicated time. But yeah, definitely one for the run home, like post-buy round or post-19, looking at that home stretch. Just trying to get those last, extra little pods in before you head to heads as well. Very important.
So there's a lot of info that we would normally do. We'd normally do trade-ins and outs. We're not going to do that unless time permits. We'll probably pump through some questions. Hopefully we can get to some community team analysis. But really, if we don't, we will promise we will get to you in the messages and talk to you then. But let's just rip and tear. Let's get into it so that we can get into the good content that we want, which is the pod. So TLT, just quickly. Some of the biggest takeaways that we've got down is Turbo out 6 to 8 weeks, boys.
It's so sad.
That's
So,
honestly, it's freaking
Is it
annoying,
sad,
devastating.
though? Like, we knew.
I,
we knew it
I actually had him from the start of the year, so I haven't been burnt by too many fullbacks, and that was my first big one, and oh man, that hurt. He was my baby. No.
Yeah, not fun. I only had him for 2 weeks too. Spewing.
Yes. No, I had him for 3. And then just got this last 10. Who are you trading him to?
Teddy.
It's easy, man. You got to go Teddy.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think that's one you don't overthink.
No.
You've been offered the opportunity to make a fullback trade without feeling guilty about it. You just get Teddy in.
Yep.
Love it. I am doing the same. Tedesco is back in Travis boys. Haas out for 4 to 6 weeks. How do you feel about that one? Well, you boys are Origin Blues boys too, so that's a killer for you.
Well, we sold him a couple of weeks back when he had that shoulder niggle, so
Yeah,
it was an easy sell then, and now it just makes it even easier. Honestly,
Who are you selling him to?
I don't have him, but if I did, I'd be going straight to Terrell May.
Yep, I think so too. I think if you can get yourself to Terrell May,
Yep.
It'll cost you what? Haas is in the low sixes now.
Wow.
It'll cost you a bit, but I think it's probably the move to make. Worst case, if you need to find funds, you go on a Ford, which is a really good pick. But they've just got a lot of buys coming up too to consider. So, yeah, I think the Tigers' run long term is fantastic.
Yep.
If you can't afford
12.
Terrell May, go to 12. You got some good options.
Yep.
So Haas going into this round, or at the end of round 7, was 41% owned. He's now 17% traded out, so he's still pretty well owned. There'll be, I think, some scramblers over the next few
They'll
days.
be the
trying to
people
get
that aren't
him
playing
out.
anymore, I'd imagine.
If you want Terrell May, there's going to be... Got to do it quick.
Yep.
Well, he's 680, so you're spending about 130 odd K.
And you got to do it quick.
Yep.
Hopefully you don't have Payne Haas, Turbo,
Kiraz.
Sonny, and everyone else. Kiraz. Now, boys, let's continue with the injury news. Kiraz is also out. There is no return date. There is still, it's just been kept really quiet. Even the physio sitting there talking. He's liking it to the Payne Haas type injury. I know, Jimmy, you told me it was the same. You're
Same
seeing
sort of
around
mechanism.
The same sort of mechanism. So you'd assume 4 to 6 as well, but
With
like
his,
for me,
yeah.
watching what I've seen from Kiraz the last couple of weeks, I couldn't wait to get him out as quick as I could.
It was just that reason to get him out, finally. I've been clinging on to hope that he's going to come good, and now it just gives me an excuse to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's the problem, eh? He's dropped all that coin, and it's pretty innocuous as well, so it's like, is he going to be back in 4 to 6, or are they just going to rest him until his body actually gets good? Because he's been so hampered this year. Like, he needs this break.
Yeah. Needs some conditioning too, by the looks.
Man. The next one that's come out today, Sasungi is also out. This is an odd one because, like, even the physios come out saying, I just don't get it. These sorts of mechanisms or these sorts of hamstring injuries or strain grades injuries are 1 to 3 weeks. Hammies, and the
Yeah.
way he plays, I feel like a hammy, this is going to be more than 1 week.
I feel like it is too. And the thing that worries me with it is it's a hammy, so there's always that risk of re-injury. We see it all the time. You're not going to bring him back after 1 week. That just seems irresponsible when they've got to bye in after 3 rounds. So I think there's every possibility. And like the Raiders need Sasungi. He's the best player. If he's out for 2 weeks, of course, why wouldn't you try and just rest him before the bye and string together a 4-week break and get him perfect for that run? Because their Origin run, or their bye schedule run from 12 to 19, I would say it's probably the top 2 strength-wise, like it's for their coverage. You're going to want him for that run, but at the same time, you miss him for a month. Like, it's so conflicting.
Well, we don't know if he'll be out for a month yet, but...
Well, we don't, but that's the thing. Like, if it's a injury or he does have risk of re-injury, and then, there's a bye in 4 weeks' time, what happens in the next 3, and how many does he play?
Yeah, I agree.
It's just questions.
Yeah, and it's one that, unfortunately, there's a lot of problems with a lot of teams, and it's one that there's a couple of messages, Watto that I've been talking to for most of the afternoon who's got problems, and I've just had to say to him, you've got to keep him. And just hope for the best and play around.
Well, Ricky said he'll be back next week, so that's all we can go off, really, I guess.
Yeah, I just
believe it.
I just can't see it, man.
Yeah.
I really just can't see it.
Yeah.
I've pulled that many hammies. Like, look, I'm not ripped like he is, but I've pulled that many hammies, and I'm out 3-4 weeks. Like, even just minor grades. It just doesn't. It doesn't sit with me. All right, so that's all the bad injury news for us. Yeah.
CNK out.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one.
Yeah,
draft
but
owners.
Draft owners. He's not. No one. Surely you don't have CNK in Classic.
No.
Let's go to some of the great news. Mr. Rauchman, Ryan Couchman, is back, and to make it even better, he is starting edge. Boys, I've owned him since the start of the year. Neither of you have. Have you? You've just bought him or about to buy him, yeah?
He's hot on the trade list at the moment, but I'm trying to just work out which way I go, whether it's him or if I need the extra 130 and I go down to the new Knights fella. But yeah, God, he's bloody good and it's appealing. It's just
I'm considering after the bye, but it is very appealing to get him this week.
Well, this is where the money is, and if you don't do it now, you're just buying him for. He's still well underpriced.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
agree.
Like, even when he gets to even when he does crack that 400, which will probably be this week with his minus 17 break even, he scores. Say he scores a 60 against the Chooks, he's pretty much 400k. So it's a bit of an awkward one.
He was scoring 60s off the bench. He's going to do it at starting edge.
Maybe.
You'd think. Yeah, he's got a pretty good record as a starting back rower as well. There's a few reserve grade games of his that he had. So yeah, he's played a lot of edge middle rotation with this side already as it starts, but him in the reserve grade, if you've got a second, he averages a 72 out of 11 games. So, and that's in 67 minutes on the edge. So doesn't even need the full 80. This guy's an animal.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, guys are free. All right, let's go to some role changes. I'm a very happy Kohler owner. He has been named to start at fullback, and hopefully he's got it for the next 6 to 8 weeks with Turbo out. Boys, are you trading him in? Are you ripping your teams up to get him?
I'm not ripping my team apart, especially with break even of 120 odd.
Averages like 110 at fullback in the 5 games he's played. Yeah,
he's got Penrith next week too. I think he could drop another bit of coin, but yeah, I'll definitely be trying to get him in the next couple of weeks for sure. Good matchup this week against the Eels, and yeah, maybe get him.
I don't care if he plays Penrith next week. He's got the GOAT coach and Foz.
Yeah.
He's just changed that whole Manly team.
Yeah, but that's their captain gone too now. That's another thing to factor in.
Yeah, Kohler's a bit of a different animal too, though. Like, I like to see him get a good run at fullback and not just one game every year, because he hasn't played consistently at fullback. In the last 5 years, he's played 9 games as a fullback. His average is 80, basically you're just under 84, so it is very good. It's more than 1 ppm. His base and power is 51 as well, so he's like, it's solid. It's really impressive. I think he's going to be really good. He always is. It's just now that he gets this run again and a stretch, then I think it'll be fine. Do you any risk of Lehigh taking his spot if there's a bludger in there at all? Or
No. Lehigh's locked that winger down. Like, he's scoring tries left, right, and centre. I think Lehigh's just locked that wing. They won't play around with that. But either way, if Lehigh goes to fullback, Cooler goes to the wing, and he gets tries then.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't care either way.
No.
Regardless, I think it's just good all around. You're so blessed to have him already in your team for this to happen. That's like best case scenario. Because he's once we get into those pod numbers, he's very, very hot on the pod list. So yeah, good job.
Sharp holds fullback. Just keep an eye on him. I don't want to talk too much about that, but just keep an eye on what he does over the next few weeks when he full-blown bottoms out. Is there an interest in Volkman, boys? He's very cheap. He's played 2 good games with a 42 and an 82. Has he locked that spot in the halves, particularly when Moses goes to Origin, if he does, which people are predicting? Is he a good option?
You go, Jess.
Look, I think when it comes to bottom dollar halfbacks, and we've all got, for the unlucky ones that still have Atkinson, I think he's a good way to get off. And obviously, like, when it comes to Origin, if you're expecting Moses to be named, then yeah, like, he's gonna play games. The Eels, have a bye in round 12 and 16, so the coverage isn't too bad. He's going to make some coin. I just don't back the Eels form, like, they're very up down. I don't know what to expect out of him. He's not something I want to play, but you can make some decent money out of him in the short term at the very least. So yeah, I think it's pretty good, but there's just a lot of opportunity this week to make money, and I don't know if he's the guy I'd look at.
A changing role. Jimmy, talk to us around what you see with Cheese, Brandon Smith.
Yeah, well, I almost guarantee he won't be playing starting edge this weekend. I think Cam Murray will go out to the edge like he did last week. But he was amazing at lock last week. His line speed and ability to get down and play balls quick, I thought he was just amazing. And if you don't have him, I'd be seriously considering getting him this week.
They've named Garlic to start at hooker. They've got Mamazelis in the 14, so they'd be running through the hooker position for sure. I think, didn't he only play 9 minutes or something, like less than 10 minutes either way at hooker last week?
Yeah, it would have been very brief.
So, and I don't foresee that they want to put him in the hooker unless they really have to. Like, Mamazelis got sin bin last week, didn't he?
Yeah. Aitken back this week too on the bench. He could come in late.
Yeah, it's something to look at as well. There'll be a bit of movement. Like, that's definitely not the way that they're running out.
Yeah.
And plus, if they're going to go into a game with 3 potential hookers, then I don't see Cheese being the one to spell it at 9. I think he's going to be that middle.
Yeah.
So I like it. And there's every chance if he does this a couple more times, he might get even a duel if he keeps getting named as a starting second rower. So I don't know. I don't know what their sort of eligibilities are when it's a very much a swap right before kickoff. I don't think they look at it.
I was just about to say, do they actually? Does it go off the team list, or does it go as when they walk on the field?
Yeah, well, it's always supposed to go off team list, but you would expect that to be what's running out.
Well,
so I don't know. That's what I mean. I really don't know.
Lock is 2RF anyway, isn't it? I guess so.
He'd be dual 2RF, which I think he's had before.
Yeah.
So
that's a rule change that needs to happen.
Yes, make it happen.
Let's not get into that, otherwise we're going to ruin our pod. And boys, the last one I want to talk about is Nanai is back. Now, this has ramifications for a few things, and one of them is Nanai's just good. He scores tries in his sleep. He's going to get you 150, but he's also going to get you a 30. You just got to live with that and hope that it doesn't kill you or hurt you. The guy is a gun, but how does that affect the other guy, Mr. Lukey, who has been an absolute godsend for all of us?
I'll tell you. So,
yeah, give us the numbers. Give us the numbers.
League Fantasy Pro,
honestly,
please.
It's one of my favourite features. You can find information about how someone plays with and without other players in the team. So as far as Lukey goes, in games where he plays over 60 minutes, and I'm doing this live, so we'll run with it. 60 minutes as a back row, exactly what he's doing at the moment. He has an average 14 games, 72 without Nanai in the team. So if you remove that and put Nanai in the team, that average drops down to 66.5. First I've seen that just now. So
an enormous 6.
It's pretty substantial. His base and power is still 50. So it's not like he's getting into less work. When he plays with Nano in his team, the base and power is actually 58. So he's getting a lot more ball, which you would expect. You know, he's going to be more of a focal point, especially edge attack. But with Nano back, he's a strike weapon, man. He's a try scorer. There's only so many tries for the Cows to score.
Right now, with all the injuries and everything that's happening, sorry, Jimmy, with all the things that are happening, I'm happy if Lukey punches out 66.
So am I.
I'm just riding that, and I don't have the injury issues that everyone else has this week, and I'm still going to sit there and say I'm punching out 66, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Nanai actually goes back to the right where he usually plays, and we see Lukey running next to Did and Clifford and Purdue. I think
Purdue.
Yeah, I just think that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, that would be.
I'm watching Nanai. He's coming for his first game, so you've got a couple of weeks. Don't buy him now, but definitely have him on the watch list. It was more around the Lukey news and how it affects him. There is lots and lots of news in TLT for SuperCoach this week. People being dropped, people injured, all sorts of people coming back. Get into our TLT takeaway. We've analysed it all. I'm not going to go through it all right now. I think we've just done the really big key points and in-depthly looked at that. It's now time. Jesse, this is you. Let's go. Get the drum roll. Let's see if I can edit it in somehow. Pod. It's a pod time.
All right. That's incredible. I'm just stretching. All right. So, doing a little different to some of the previous pods we have done in previous times, but we'll kind of narrow it down. For anyone that doesn't know the pod reference, player of difference, essentially what you're looking at is someone who we consider under 10% of ownership, someone who you are going against the grain to get, or their ownership for whatever reason is just criminally low, you're taking a punt. Guys that'll make a difference for you, you know, the big dogs that punch out random hundreds and win your head-to-head. So it's a pretty good time to start looking at these dudes, especially with consideration of the buy rounds approaching. And I think that's a good sort of, takeaway from it is you want to try and get dudes that have buy coverage for one, because now's sort of the time, or, at least in a week or two, to start getting dudes in that are going to give you those 12, 15, 18s, the mini coverage, as well as people that aren't going to get selected for Origin. I think this is very important, and if you're getting dudes in that have bad buy coverage that are Origin players, you're just going to be backwards by the time we get to round 12. So I'll throw to you, Jimmy. We're looking from the top down, going from hookers, working each position down. We'll grab two players for whatever reason, under 10% ownership or thereabouts, that you think are a good pod to start with. Hooker. What do you reckon?
In hooker, one of the first ones I looked at, and it's come off the back of a brilliant ton recently, was actually Damien Cook, and I imagine he's in a lot of your points of difference as well. Owned by 3%, which I guess everyone's on Brayley or Grant, so it's a tough one to be different in. Averaging 66, 2 tons already this year, little out again for another hammy. I think if you want to be different, I think there's a real chance there that Cook can do well for you.
I agree. Hey, we just seen him go bang. It's just when it comes to the Dragons and their buy coverage, they miss around 15 and 19, so you'll get him for a good run.
Yep.
They've got to buy next week, which is not ideal. You're not looking at buying them, or potentially.
No, it's for Grant, isn't it? When he goes to Origin, isn't it?
That's kind of the point, really.
Yeah.
Like you sort of keep these dudes. I don't think Hooker's really a position you're going to pod to the days, but you've got a couple when you guys go. What about you, Trav?
So 15 is a major buy, 19 is a mini, yeah?
Yep.
So let's just cover that. So, like when you're only missing the one major, that's a good pod. Like I really like that. And if Little is out, which is what's happening, and the only thing that I've got a concern with is the new coach, and whether if Little does come back, whether the new coach just sits there and says, we're now riding with our future hooker, and that'll be Little, and Cook doesn't get those minutes. But I really like it. I think that's a good one. I couldn't go past and thought the easiest pick for me was Abby Coruscant.
Yeah, he was on mine.
Yeah. He's my number one.
3% owned. has an average of 62, has not scored under 40, and that's only once, has scored 52 and above every round, and has an 84 and an 85 the last 2 weeks. Plays 8, 9, 10, 11, doesn't play the major 12, plays 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
It's the best.
Like if you want a pod and you want to make sure that you've got coverage over your Origin, that is right there at 575, break even of 22. Just to me, that was I couldn't go past him as my number one option, and actually someone that when I don't have a shitload of problems to have, I'll probably send Grant down to him.
3-round average of 76 as well, so he's actually been doing the thing at the moment. He's actually been thrown into Origin talks again to be coming off the bench, which is a little concerning, but you'd imagine it's Brayley and Robson. Like, is that...
Surely. Surely.
Or if it's... do they not
Never
just
know.
go with the 14 and have it as Watson? Like a Robson?
Yeah.
So it'll
It's a
just be one
six-man
of
bench,
Robson.
isn't it?
Yeah, it'll just be one of Robson or Brayley as their starting hooker, and then Watson just becomes their utility. I don't think they run with two hookers in this comp.
I'd hope
with
not.
this team.
But
I hope not.
Laurie Daly's the coach, so you never know.
Stranger things have happened. Appy was actually my number one, and I have gone a funny number two, only because he hasn't played a game yet this season. Jeremy Marshall-King.
So he's on my list too.
Yeah,
I love
so
it. Because he's not far. I think he's back, isn't he? Or he's
back.
about to be.
He's about to be back very soon. I would hope he's back next week or the week after, give or take. The Dolphins' run is as good as the Raiders, is as good as the Tigers. You know, like they're probably in the top three with Manly as well for the best coverage all the way through to basically round 19. Yeah, he's due back soon. I just don't think people are going to buy him.
Nope.
I think his ownership is 0.1% as it stands, and I'd be very surprised if it creeps up towards 2% for the entire season. Could be heaps of fun. I love Marshall King. I've had him almost actually every year. I think I've had Marshall King. Usually my favourite hooker to own. So
Yeah, that's a good call.
we'll see. That'll be fun.
You can tell that we've done the pods before, Jesse, because we are thinking very much alike. We got exactly the same top two. Jimmy.
Appy was actually my second. I think he's
Okay.
a great option. Definitely one to look at with that buy schedule as well.
Yep.
Love that.
For sure. All right, that's hookers. Again, not a huge position to try and pot up, but you do have a couple. Front row forward. Trav. I think this one's pretty obvious, isn't it?
You tell me if it's obvious.
Currently, I'll start this one off. My first number one for the time being, he's 5.6% owned in the overall comp. It's Joe Tarpany.
Oh, okay. So no, it's
No.
not obvious.
No.
And I looked. Look.
Nah.
I don't want to cut in. I don't want to cut in.
No,
but I am going to cut in. I looked at him, and last year, you and me, we spoke about this guy to the nth degree around being a pod, and all he did was fuck my team up and stuff everything up over Origin.
And lose 200k and yeah.
He's on my hell no list. He's on my hell no list.
Yep.
There you go. I do it every year. It's not a bad thing. I think he's on the way up. It's different though. Like last year he started hot and then sort of tapered down. I think, Jimmy's been singing his praises a little bit lately, and I've got him in 2 drafts, but he's improving.
Yeah.
I think just with the coverage and for the pedigree of what we usually get out of him in this period of the year, I think he could be good, man. It's a pretty safe own.
With Papa Lee
I don't
out.
expect him to remain. Well, that's the thing too. They'll lose Horsburgh.
Yep.
Papa Lee's out, so they've got a couple of things going on. I just don't think he'll be a pod by, Origin time. I think just this week he looks like he might be, so...
I think people are going to buy him, and he is a great pod. I will give you absolute credit. He is a great pod. And people will buy him for reputation alone. And with Papa Lee out, Young is out suspended the next 2 weeks, and then goes to Origin for sure. There's just it has, and then the Raiders have a really good run, or as you said, a good run over Origin. He is a great option at a good price at under 600k. I think I bought him last year at 700ish.
Probably.
Yeah. So to go into this as a pod, so it's a different situation being 100k cheaper. But yeah, I can't do it. I watched it last year, and I'm not going to watch it again this year.
Fair.
I think I ended the season with him, and it was painful in the end.
Yep.
Really stopped trying.
So, no, your choice was not that obvious, Jesse.
Very surprising.
I wonder if mine will be a bit more obvious. I've gone, for my first pick, I've gone someone that's 3% owned. He's only averaging 52, which makes it a little bit sus, but he's got a 3-round average of 67. He's actually Xavier Wilson.
Yeah.
That's my number one option.
Yeah.
Too, so.
There you go. He's my number 2.
Big X.
Big X.
That's fun.
I think he's an absolute weapon, and with Haas Jensen out, I think his minutes are just going to go through the roof over these coming weeks. So I don't think he'll be a pod for very long. That's for sure. And a
I
jewel.
think he'll be a pod by next week.
Yeah.
I think he'll be like probably 10+% by next week even.
Yeah.
The only issue that I got and the negative around him is the Broncos' draw over Origin is not great.
No, it's
He
terrible.
has the round 12 major bye, plays 13, 14, 15, then has the mini bye in 16, plays 17, 18, then has the mini bye in 20. So the negative is that you're losing him for those. My bad. 19 comes back 20. But in the course of that time, like if you were to go and buy him this week or you look at buying him in the next few weeks, their actual draw is not great either. Like they got the Bulldogs this week, the Roosters, like they could be anything at any time. So I'm not going to say that that's a bad one. Manly are on a resurgence. The Wars are really good. What happens to the Dragons with the new coach? The Titans, so they suck. The Rabbitohs are fantastic. And then they play the Roosters again. Then they got the Sharks, and then round 20 they got Penrith. So like Willison, Big X Jimmy is on my list as well as the number one pod option. But it's not like there is a negative.
I think the forwards, the draw doesn't matter as much. Obviously, the Origin coverage is shit, but I don't think the opposition matters too much with forwards. I think the harder the team, the more meters, the grind they get in, I think the little base stats actually go up. So the draw doesn't scare me. It's the opposition doesn't scare me. The draw is what scares me with the Origin coverage.
I think he's a fantastic option, and he will be for the immediate short term when he's playing lock. He's been playing decent minutes this year. You know, like it's not like he's just getting a role change that's triple what he was already getting. Like he's already been putting out 55 minutes in games, and he round 6 he played 39 against the Cowboys, scored 35, but then the next week 72 and banged out a 96. Like the upside's there for him. The guy's a beast. That was with no attack.
Yeah. And he will find the line. He will find the line.
Yeah, I think he's just working into it, genuinely, and I think he's going to be a good play.
Yeah.
Front row 2, that were my 2.
I've got another one, but I think Trav might have him, so I'll let Trav go first.
No, go.
A Mr. Toby Couchman, 8% owned, averaging 67,
He's not a pod.
3 scores of 70 plus in 6 games. So I think
he is on my list as my third. I just went an extra one just to see where you boys would go so that I could get a few. I found it really hard not to buy him in this week, to be honest. And the only reason why I haven't is because I've just got the Turbo, the Kuraz, and the like to be a problem for me. But I really want him. I really, really want him.
He's going to embrace this whole new culture that Dean Young's trying to set. Like the juniors from the area, I think he's going to be a massive buy, actually.
My actual... sorry, go, Jesse.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I love him. He's a freaking weapon.
Yep.
Just can bang out a massive score. His PPM's through the roof.
And the one thing about the Dragons, as bad as they are, their pack is really good. And
most
they bust
meters.
Numbers, and they just get meters. They've got the most meters in the competition. Yep. They can they just play hard. The issue with the Dragons is that they just got no one else other than them. So, and that's the problem with them. I'll move on to mine. This is a little bit of a weird one for you, but I'm really keen on it. And it's Jack Williams at 2% owned.
Yeah.
Just looking at that.
Yeah, so he's 61.7 average in a team that's so up and down, it's unreal. They've been put on the 50-point list twice. Yet in those games, he's been able to score more than 60. He got 59 against the Storm in round 1. Like he's playing 80 minutes because he has to, There's no one. There's literally just no one else in that team. He's pumping out 60s with no real effort, and if the team can get better, they've got a really good draw. 8, 9, 10, 11. Doesn't play that major 12, but plays 13, 14, 15. Doesn't play the mini, then plays 17, 18, 19. So like it's a decent draw over Origin. He's got so he's got the Bulldogs in 14. I don't have a problem with that. Other than that, it's only really the Cowboys, the Storm, the Knights, the Raiders, Souths, Manly, Roosters. Like,
I can get through that.
I'm pretty keen on Jack Williams running through the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so consistent. Like, looking at his scoring this year, his lowest scores are 52 and his highest score's been a 71. There is next to no scoring deviation there, because outside of that 52, his next lowest was basically 60.
Yeah.
And he's just fluctuating up and down from like 10 to 12 points. So with that kind of average and form and consistency, you're not going to get him at a really different price. You're going to buy him for 580 to 600. You're going to sell him for about the same if you do. He's a jewel. Like, you could do way worse.
Yep, I agree.
Way worse.
There's someone else that I want to throw in late. He's not playing currently, but he should be back come Origin times. Actually, Max King. I think Bulldogs have a pretty decent draw. They played 10, 11, 12...
Is he still
15,
in interest with Leo Thompson back?
Well, that's what we have to see, but it's just someone I've just peeked out the corner of my eye. He's only 1% owned, and he bangs out 60s like it's nothing. So definitely one that I'd consider over that Origin period.
Yeah, front row's a funny spot, isn't it? Because we've kind of just seen like the whole 12 forward. Terrell May now is starting to bang up, and then the middling, and it's like, is this a position that you can really change up? But it looks like it probably could be, because I don't expect Toby Couchman to be less than 10% owned for another week or at least 2 weeks. Things will change, but it's very set, isn't it? There's probably 10 dudes that you could run with and be happy with it.
Yep.
2RF.
Did you guys find this the hardest of all of the positions? Because there's some freaking good options.
There's lots of options, but there's two standouts.
There's a lot that are averaging over 70. Like, I found this one the hardest. There's far out. There's some wicked options, and then it's also because like Homoli Olakau'atu is one that I was going to throw out there, but then I saw today that there's a bit of chatter around him looking at like it making Origin, so that throws him out of it. Like, you got Aaron Clark, who's there. I'm sorry if I'm stealing your guys, boys, but these are not who I was. But you got Aaron Clark, who is the reigning Dally M lock, averaging 65 at 5.2. He's not on my list either. But there's just so many freaking good ones.
Yep, definitely.
Yep. There's 1,000.
Do you want to start us off then? With your
Trav?
With your number one, since you've got so many good ones.
Yeah, my number one option, and I couldn't distinguish between the two of these from the Tigers, is Samuel Afine.
So we got the same ones.
Or Kai Pearce-Paul.
Yeah.
That's it.
Either or, you're getting a wicked guy who's just absolutely monstering the competition with a draw, as we said, is just unreal. Fainu is 3.5%, averaging 74. And KPP is at like 8%, I think it was. 8.5%, averaging 82.
Unreal.
Like, it just blows my mind that these guys that are over 70 averages are just not owned. Like, I've just gone through the list now, and I'm looking here, and that Leilua has played 7 games for an average of 73.
No, that's crazy.
Where's that come from, hey?
But Fainu...
Wind back the clock.
Fainu, he's absolutely so undervalued at the moment. He's 577k, and he's averaging 74. Like...
How does that work?
I don't know. The 3 scores over 80 in 6 games. Like, he isn't...
Yeah, the 109 in his first game against the Cowboys.
He's a freak.
Jeez, his price has been real stumped, hey, for that average to be not rising like he should be. Yeah, wow, he dropped coin there, so it really stunted his cash growth. KPP was my number one, and I think his price point is going to freak a lot of people out, but anyone that's got big money to spend when it comes to the buy round trade outs, especially people holding 4 boosts and getting 4 trades out of it, he's going to be a mass trade in. I can't see any world where he's not the most traded in player, probably by round 1, you know. And rightfully so too. The dude's been freaking killing it.
Isaiah Yeo straight across for me.
Oh, easy. Very straightforward. Number 2 on your list.
Jimmy, you go first.
Well, I had both of them. I had KPP as my 2. I am so high on Samuel Afenu. I just think he's an absolute gun. But yeah, KPP is my 2, and Jesse just spoke about him extensively, so I won't waste your time. We've got a lot to get through. That's
We do.
Yeah.
My next, okay, so I'll go with my second on my list because I put the 2 Tigers boys. I think you just can't go wrong by owning either of them. My next one on the list is Tallis Duncan. Tallis Duncan, 7.5%. He is 64.2 owned. Average is 64.2, but has just monstered up with a good average. He started the year in the first 3 games. He had a 43 average, and then 101, 87, and a 66. In a game that they just belted, and Latrell just owned that edge, so he just missed out, but he got 66. He still has 8. He plays 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Doesn't play the mini 13, plays 14, 15, doesn't play the mini 16, plays 17, 18, 19. So Origin draw is just fantastic.
Yep. He was also my number 2, so that's pretty funny, but I do have a fun number 3.
Go on.
So I will shift him up one. It's one Mr. Siwa Wong. So, Siwa Wong, currently averaging 66.5. In games that he's played actually starting as a back rower, he's averaging 70. So that's a nice little sign to see.
Yep.
Dominating in base, like his base numbers are through the roof. Base power average this year is 68. So, the dude is doing wonderful things. And ownership-wise, he is currently 1.2% owned overall in the whole game. Criminally underrated, that bloke, honestly.
I own him in 3 draft leagues, so what's that, 3 out of 5? So what's that percentage? Basically 75%. Let's just quick maths. It's not great.
That's not great, but
that's not even correct.
But, at least I admit it and having a laugh.
I love it.
But far out. I love him. Oh God, I love owning him in the draft leagues, and I'm very keen on them on him. And I just can't see the Roosters being like they are. Like I just can't see it.
He's a gun.
He is very good. I really thought you were going to go Leilua. I really thought.
Leilua?
I thought it was a bit obvious, actually. Yeah.
With what?
Leilua. He's just a gun.
Not...
Egan back. He's playing Cup, so those minutes are going to change soon, I reckon.
But there's some ridiculous people in this, like that are averaging 70. There's so many pods that you could do. Like you look in here, Jordan Ricky's got a 71 average over 7 games. Like these are not just 1 or 2 games and 70 averages. These are all every game played so far and getting good averages. Jaden Sewer averages 68. Yeah, he's suspended. He's going to go to Origin, but
is he
just everywhere? 2RF is just like
next year
loaded.
It's going to be hard.
Oh, far out.
It's going to be real hard. You're going to find anyone. It's going to be 700k next year.
Yeah,
like it's going to be tricky. Have fun, Jimmy.
We're moving on to halves.
We moving on to halves?
Yeah, I've done my 2.
Fair enough. Oh, you banged your 2 out. All right, halfbacks. Trav, kick us off.
Yeah, Jerome Hughes.
I thought,
Yeah, it's a clear one. Half is quite left shallow, isn't
I
it?
actually left
Very
him
shallow
off.
position.
It is shallow, 7.5%. Has to play. He loves not playing without Munster. Look, the team's not doing well, but I just can't. I'm hoping that it does improve. He's 7.5%. He has a 74.4 average. So, like, it's very underrated. And it's only underrated because the other guys that are, like, Dewey's averaging 90, and Hines is averaging 90, and Clear is averaging 92. Like, that's the only reason why Hughes is not in the picture. Halfback is one that I just am going to deal with not podding. But if you're going to pod somewhere, Jerome Hughes, I think, is the best option. He plays this week 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It doesn't play the major 15, plays 16, 17, doesn't play the 18, but does play the 19, 20. So, yeah, I just think he's a great option.
Yeah.
It's usually the best option without Munster, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Jim?
My number 1, surprisingly, is actually Tanner Boyd, and I was surprised that he wasn't more considered by you boys. He has been on an absolute tear this year, and I just think at 8% owned, averaging 84. If you're going to ship a Cleary off for anyone over this Origin period, I'd love to get Tanner Boyd in. I just think he's a great buy.
I'm going to say he has been fantastic in 2026 up to round 5. Then he went 41, 79, 50. I don't see Tanner Boyd being a good option anymore. I really don't.
That's fine.
That's fair. My number one sort of pot option, outside of Hughes, like he's a very clear option if you're potting up halfback. I like Sammy Walker as it stands currently. I think it's probably going to be a good run. He's obviously picking up too. Like last 2 weeks have been really good for him. His price is going to jump quite a lot. He's cheap at the moment, $5.77 for what he can do, 5% owned. I'm very, very heavily considering him, for a trade in this week. So, and then he'll be like someone I'll just run with, hopefully for the long term if I do go ahead with it. So I like him. There's a lot of low owned halves because half has kind of picked itself this season as always. So
I have a second one then, Jaden Campbell.
Yeah,
for sure, definitely.
So
the run,
averaging 84, 3.5% owned, and the run. I truly don't think he makes Origin. I just don't think he does.
No.
9, 10, 11, 12, doesn't play the mini 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, doesn't play the major 18. So he's got a pretty good draw. It's a good Origin draw.
It's a good Origin draw for coverage, but it's a rough Origin draw for fixtures. That's the thing that concerns me a bit. Jaden Campbell's kind of fixture-proof in a way, though. You know, like he's immune to any team when it comes to putting up a big score, unless it's the Bulldogs. He's only ever scored max of 55. But you know, you're going into round 14, so after an Origin game, after a bye, you're going to have the Broncos going to be resting, I would assume. But it goes Broncos, Tigers, Panthers, Bulldogs, Melbourne, and then Manly, new look. It's pretty rough, and it is the Titans.
It's Panthers in 16, which is okay. It's Bulldogs in 17, and it's the Storm in 19. I get it, I really do, but it is Jaden Campbell.
Exactly.
He averaged that Titans sucked last year, and he still averaged monster numbers too. So he's just so good.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, really, isn't it? Halfback's halfback.
Unless Jimmy's got an outrageous rogue.
No, JC was my second. I think he's a great shout.
Love it.
5/8. Moving on. Who you got in your 5/8 there, Jimmy?
My two, I think one of them will be pretty obvious. If he doesn't get Origin, I think that's Ethan Strange. 7.1%, averaging 64. 3-round average of 88. Looks to have a great connection with Sasangi. I think he's absolutely killing it at the moment, and if he doesn't get picked for Origin, he comes straight in for me.
Yeah, for sure. He's my number one as well. What about you, Trav?
My number one's Burton, 4.7%.
He'll be 20th man though for the Blues, won't he?
Yeah, probably. Anything they can do to pick him, honestly, and never play him.
I think he's just starting to improve. I love Ethan Strange. I think Ethan Strange is a great call, and he was my number 2 on my list. But yeah, I like what Burton's doing. If Crichton can come in now, which he has, and go with, I just think Burton will be better next to and with Crichton beside them going into Origin. They've got a solid Origin draw, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, doesn't play 15, 16, 17, doesn't play 18. But you just deal with it all the way up to 15 and then figure out what you do then. Yep. I don't mind Burton at 5'8".
No, not at all.
Yeah. Don't mind it. My number 2, a little bit different probably, I would assume maybe to your boys, but Fletcher Sharp. I think by the time that comes around, Fletcher Sharp is going to be real cheap. Yeah. You're going to probably see Ponga either going to the Maroons camp, which if he's still eligible and he still wants to or gets picked, that's Sharp back at fullback, could be good. Even if he doesn't, I just think Sharp's going to be fit by then, and that's kind of the important part. So he's going to bottom out, he's going to get fitter, he's probably going to have more opportunity to do crazy things with that side with who they'll lose, and he'll be a mad option. He's just waiting.
we
Just
can
waiting.
only hope how much he bottoms out. He's got 119 BE this, 116 BE this
tough.
week, going against the Panthers.
Yeah, he's going to plummet
Like-
again, which is nice.
Does he just, if he can just go and get another 36, holy moly, we could be getting this guy in the 400s, like easily low 400s.
Yep.
Would love it, honestly.
I've got a rogue. He's my number one actually, because he's not going to play Origin anymore. DCE 2% owned. He's averaging 61, 62 at the moment. He's got 4 games over 70 this year out of 6 games. He's absolutely killing it at the moment, and I don't know. There's something off about it, but 4 games over 70 plus out of 6. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think he's flying well under the radar, and I just don't think people are going to buy him. Either way, he could be averaging 80 and people probably wouldn't buy him. Just the Cherry Evans effect.
With Sua Wong now, they're building up a good connection. I think he's a great shout, especially because him and Walker are starting to really click with their attack.
Yeah.
So, by Origin, I think he could be a great shout.
I agree. Trav?
I've done my 2. Strange was my second. Burton was 1. Strange was 2.
Great.
Fantastic. Centre wing.
Yeah.
Who have you got, Mr. Travis, in your centre wing? I feel like
Look,
I know.
Yeah, you do, because I already own him.
Yeah.
In Mr. Cooler at 3.9%, and I didn't want to put him out there because I don't want anyone to own him. I'm like, no, this is my guy. I wore the brunt of that terrible 62 last week, and because he had to go to fullback in the middle of the game. Now he's going to punch out hundreds. So, yeah. But this guy's a freak. Like as I said, he's as a starting fullback for Manly for at least the next 6 weeks. I reckon, without a doubt, get him in, watch him price rise.
Definitely.
I agree. I love it.
Well,
And you bought him as a centre.
maybe not a
so
price rise this week.
you went all in.
With the
No,
120.
not this round.
He's
You
not
never
getting
know.
a price loss this week. He's getting 150 for sure.
Yeah.
Could do.
Good. Very well.
Here you go.
I've actually gone. My number one is the other Dolphins centre.
You bastard. Same as me.
Avarillo,
Avarillo.
1.3% owned, averaging 80.
Crazy.
Averaging
It's
80.
crazy what he's doing.
5 scores
Pretty
over
mental.
65. 3 over 90 in 6 games. He's just absolutely killing it. And if it wasn't for Herbie Farnworth destroying teams, we'd be talking about Avarillo a lot more.
There is literally no one talking about
Yeah.
him.
No. Because he's
And
718k.
Yep.
Everyone's just missed him hard, but
he still punches numbers.
beast.
He's so
Genuinely,
fast. He
absolute.
turns half chances into full line breaks. He's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's the biggest ball hog on earth, so poor Zarko. As good as he's been too, imagine what he'd do if he had a bloody generous centre inside him, but he wants to do it all himself. That's kind of the greed you want out of your Supercoach player. So, yeah, he does everything right. 1.3%. I got him so late in a draft too. So late. Like, past round 9 in one of them. And God, he's been friggin' amazing. But, yeah, I think there's every world where, like, your Panthers owners, the big Panthers guys you might have, like your Jenkins or your McLeans, when they're just going to, you got to expect them. One, they're going to miss 3 games through that period, plus lose a lot of players. It's a very easy swap.
They play all the
It's something
majors too, don't they, Dolphins?
Yeah, they miss one. They miss round 13 and play every other game
Crazy.
for that period. So, yeah, it's probably the best coverage as far as games go, but very, very popular option while that comes around.
Is he
I
your
hope not.
1 or 2, Jesse?
He is my number 1. Cooler was my number 2.
Okay, so Trav, did you say your 2? Or you just got Cooler?
No, I've only said Cooler. My second one is just I think is outrageous. 1.5% owned, has a 74.8 average. AJ.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they just do not look like they're stopping.
No, that's true.
They just do not look like he just does not look like he is not going to score. Like, he's got all scores above 48. That's his lowest. The next one from 48 it jumps up to 62. 68, 62, 77, 122, 72. I think I truly think they missed the 2 minis, 13 and 16. I'm not fussed by that. And the competition they play, they got Melbourne this week, Newcastle, Sharks, Dolphins, Cowboys, Manly, Broncos, Para, Penrith in 18. Like,
Yeah,
I can't
so
see
good.
him stopping. I literally can't. And yeah, okay, Latrell Mitchell goes to Origin. Someone's got to still score tries. It'll
Try
be
Gray will be back by then.
Yeah.
Alex Johnston is I think is a I think is a great play.
Well, that's actually quite
So do
good.
I, man.
I've gone a little bit more rogue again then. My second pick, he's only 1% owned, and I think that's going to increase rapidly. Another Tiger, Taylor May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tackle,
Yeah, I had him in there.
tackle break freak, can score points very easily. And we're talking about that Tigers run. I think he's just going to be a must-buy come Origin time.
100% agree with you, actually.
Same.
I think so. Honestly, he was my number 3, but yeah, I love that. Taylor May's a gun. Just needs to get a stretch of games under him. That's the thing. Like, he always finds a way to get himself out for an extended period. But yeah, when he's playing, he's freaking terrifying. That's our centre wing.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
I think that's a great list.
There's a good one. Like even Lehigh
honestly.
Hopewade sitting down the bottom there, try scoring machine. Like
There's plenty.
There's some really
There's loads.
plenty of guides there. Yep.
Yeah, there's bucket loads. It'd be nice to see what it looks like in about 4 weeks' time when we're making those big plays and getting those big guys out and getting these dudes in. So who's actually on form by then? So, but those 3 are looking good. Fullbacks, funny position. There's freaking everyone's dying this year. So I'm worried. You get these dudes in and they don't last very long. But fullback number 1, Trav, who you got?
Oh, it's this.
Is it the same?
It'll be the same one, I'd say, for everybody, because the only other people that I think are great options is going to go to Origin. But the 2 I've got, I'm just going to give you the 2. The first one is Scott Drinkwater, 7.1%. Has an average of 73, is just, I don't know, like he got a 38, that killed his average on the weekend, but he's not going to do that every week. And to be honest, I really like Hammer. I think Hammer's a great one, but he's going to play Origin. That's not it. So my next one that I tried to find is Buller. Buller's still the Tigers have a really good draw. He's 2.3% owned. He is 705k. Unfortunately, that's quite expensive. He's averaging 74.7 in a good Tigers team that are just playing really well. They got done on the weekend against the Broncos. Broncos haven't lost at Campbelltown for 34 years, I think it was. But yeah, I think he's a really good play.
I agree.
I do as well.
Are they both same as you, Jesse? I've got one different.
I had Scotty Drinkwater, as you would expect, really, that kind of period, 7.1%. Scott Drinkwater.
No-brainer.
What do you need to say? It's pretty much exactly that. And Dream Buller was my number 2. So I think just loading up on Tigers is like it's going to be a pretty template idea for everyone. You know, we start this now a few weeks out, but yeah, it's going to be what people look at doing. So I think we'll see these Tigers go gangbusters.
The guy I've just looked at, because I had Hammer/Fuller originally, but I forgot about the Origin period. They're likely going to get picked. I've actually just seen Jai Gray's going to be back, and he's going to play a lot through that period. I think he's going to sneak well under the radar. He's still 3% owned. I don't know why. He should be out of your team by now, but he's back in 2 or 3 weeks. I think he's one to look at coming in Origin for sure.
Yep, easy. Well, I feel like we've come to the end, have we?
How bloody good was that?
That's awesome.
That's
so fun. There's so many good
fun.
players. So many good players on that low ownership that you just so appealing, and ownership
All I
wise,
want
they're
to
just not
say
getting
is,
looked at.
if you do take on board any of that advice for what we've got, let us know. Let us know if you've got some big balls and want to make those calls. Big balls calls, we might call them. Hey,
Love that.
And then and just see, and we'll write it with you, because I truly don't think any of those pods are bad calls.
Yeah.
And they might go some shitty scores, but I just think every single one of those guys is just criminally owned at well under those 8% marks that we've got there, and they're all scoring great scores.
I'll preface that with everyone that I spoke about was actual people I was looking to bring in. They weren't just you should get them.
Just names.
Yeah, like they're people that I'm looking to get in those next couple of weeks. So yeah,
For sure.
All right, let's get into some questions, and then we'll go some. I think we've got plenty of time with this. So, is Cooler a shout with Turbo being out? Yes, we talked about that. Getting to that podcast.
Who was that? Sorry,
we can't. That was Aaron.
Okay.
Luke, is it? Now this is a good question. Is it too early to use a third boost for overall players? Thanks. Can I start?
Go for it, please.
After round 8, I'll have no boost left. So hell no, it's not too early to use a third.
You got to sort your team out, and that's what they're there for, to sort your team out. When we started so poorly, you just got to get there as quick as possible.
Fully team dependent. Don't be afraid to use them. Honestly, you got 3 boosts. You got 3 trades coming up for the next 3 weeks over the bye run, so you're still gonna have plenty.
Yeah, agreed.
100%. Graham has asked, is it worth boosting to go Mooney to Sasangi, which everyone will be in 18? No, because Sasangi's out. Don't
Not
bother.
now.
Is Teddy really that good of a buy? Chooks have a buy in round
You tell
12
us,
and
Trav.
18, and he may get picked for Origin and miss 15. Also, as well as potentially rested afterwards if he does get picked. So the first question is, do you actually think he gets picked? Like, honestly,
No.
boys,
Edwards
boost
will
players,
get
do you think he gets
first crack.
No. I agree. I don't think he does. Although to be
He should.
he should.
Why is that?
They also have
Like, thinking about it, Teddy's not been amazing.
no.
He had a cracker of a game last week. Panthers are cooking
Yeah,
everyone
I agree.
beyond belief. I don't think it's that hot of an argument.
No.
I think
I
it's
think
Edwards.
it's Edwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. He does have that round 12 and 18. So does he? Is he actually that good a buy for Origin coverage?
This is the cheapest you'll get him,
That's it.
so just get him this week.
Yeah. Teddy's a good buy at any time of the year. And we are able to get him now during the Origin period, which we never were before.
when
so-
we're going to miss everyone else.
And they're not going to be missing Walker, DCE, maybe Robson. Like, if they keep their spine, they're going to decimate teams over that Origin period.
True.
Tedesco, Goat, buy him now. Can't recommend that more. Do you think any of the forward cheapies are season keepers out of Ho, Mooney, Calhoun, Lukey, Paseka?
There's
I'll
two.
start this. I think Ho is definitely a keeper. I also think Paseka at this point in time is a keeper because there's no one else to go to. He's not high enough to do anything with, and there's no one really screaming out low. Mooney is a must go, I think. Well, not must, but I'm keeping him. But if you can get
He's
out of
only
it, 'cause you
got
don't know
one
what the
offload
problem
in the last couple of weeks. He's actually, his output's gone down a little bit, which is concerning.
Yeah.
It's just those tries. It's fucking doing my head in.
I know. They're buffing him up. They're holding him there.
We spoke about Lukey before. I think he's a good hold, and
Yep.
he's easy. He's also a good trade at his price. He's mid 600s. Like he's a great trade out. And I think Calhoun
McInnes back.
with-
He's on borrowed time.
with McInnes back. I think he's on borrowed time. Yeah, sorry, Jesse, you said the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Exactly. 100%. Yeah, I think you're probably right on that. Ho's done everything right as far as it goes. He runs 4 times a game, but he tackles 45 of them. So, yeah, he's been real solid. Paseka too. I think, that's pretty much it. Hey, while they're doing a job, they're good. I just think Mooney's probably worth an upgrade, but he just keeps racking up just junky points. So no one is pressing to trade
I'd
out.
love to get rid of Mooney, but he's now my forward 2. So
He's my
I'm also very happy to keep him.
Well, for this week in particular, he's actually my front row forward 1.
Wow.
So-
Because I got 12. So
Yeah, I've got him and
makes sense.
Paseka, so I'm right there.
That's tough.
I need a Rama off the bench.
That makes sense. That's all for the questions. Keep them coming in. We're getting lots of them. We've got a few other ones, but that we definitely have absolutely covered them to a T in our podcast there. Let's quickly get into a couple. Now, I've got 4 here, but we won't get through 4. So we'll just do the 2, and then I will get in there and message the other guys. So I do apologise for that, but otherwise we'll be here forever, and I don't want you boys to be here forever. Here, where is it? I'm sorry, take over for me, boys, for a second.
That's all right. Well, geez, this week, hey, while Trav gets the team list up, and while we go through some of the options that are out there. I'm looking before trades. I don't even have 3 reserves.
Yeah,
This week's been brutal, like genuinely. And when it comes to trade plans, I am stumped. Honestly, I really am. I don't know who's more of a priority out. I don't know who's more of a priority in. I just want to get guys that don't have green ticks out of my team, basically. So it's really limited options. But now that Trav has this team up, geez, it's always fun seeing someone that has Brayley, Grant, Ford, and Twal, and they're asking for advice.
And they're sitting at a season rank of 1,007. They just got a round 7 score of 1,431. And the conversation I've had with this guy, Luke, so this is Team Rabbits, it's owned by Luke. We've just ran over that those ranks, 1,007. Really nice fella, loves to get in the chat with us and has just started. He's got 32 trades left. He has 3 boosts left. He
brought Dufty in last week. Well done.
That's savagery.
Yeah.
You bad dog.
In last week, and I can't tell you how much money he has in the bank.
But
I don't think it's
he's got Fafita sitting there. He's got Turbo sitting there. They're 2 immediate outs straight away that you can use your coin to get Teddy in, and 2 AF. He doesn't have Rauchman yet either. So,
well, I think he's got Charlie Geimer, and I feel like that was a last minute play last week. With probably Thomas Cant going down, so
so he goes for reference, because I didn't reply back to him. For reference, Geimer's only there because I was going to Cant, and he was the only okay option once I realised Cant was out. Everyone else had already played. Laughing faces. So yes,
not everyone.
That's exactly where he went and what.
Could have gone to Manu, but yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward. Hey, like you've got some pretty obvious outs. Fafita. You've held him for a couple of weeks. I think you could still probably move him on. It's not the end of the world. You could probably still move on Charlie Geimer, to be fair.
At 400k, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Boost hero out.
So we do apologise that this is on. If you're watching on YouTube, do watch. But sorry, you'll see this. But if you're not and you're on Spotify and Apple, I'll just quickly run through the team. So you got Hooker, Brayley, and Grant. Then you got Ford and Twal with Ho and Colquhoun, which I think it could be an option to trade out too. In his 2RF, he's got Yo, Lukey, Martin, and then on the bench he's got Fafita, Cooper Bai, and Geimer. In the halfback, he's got Cleary and Atkinson. 5'8", he's got Munster and Pezzett. In the wings, he's got Jenkins, Latrell, Iro, Chester, Arthurs, Faimani, Macassini. Fullback, he's got Farlongo and Turbo. And in his flex, he's got Dufty. And he's sitting at a 1,000 rank with 32 trades. My gosh.
That's crazy, man.
Captain Jenkins, too. Well done.
This dude is wild. I love it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, God, you could get Colquhoun out. You could get Fafita out. You could get Geimer out. You could definitely get Munster out.
Yep.
But now that he's that price, it's kind of tricky. Ero's a luxury trade out, to be fair. Then you got Turbo. Like, take your pick and go for the boost. If he's got 3... Teddy's an obvious one for Turbo. Fafita, go down to Rauchman. You've got a lot of coin to spend, and geez, I don't know. Take your pick. Hey, who else do you want? I'd go Munster up, but there's not really any 5'8".
Atkinson to Walker.
Yeah, you could do that if he's got enough coin.
Yeah,
that'd be really nice.
Yep.
That would be that would be a great trade. Or even Kyle Ero to Marky Mark.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you really wanted to flex it too, but again, not super duper necessary. But I think he's worth an upgrade.
Awesome. Let's move on to team number 2. Now, this team is owned by Sean. It's the Tasmaniacs.
Ooh.
I like that name. He's sitting at a season rank of 47,462. He's coming off a round 7 score of 1340. He does have a few boosts. He's got a boost, and he has 30k in the bank, 38k. So he's got, and just for those not watching along, Brayley and Marnie in the hooker. He's got Mooney Paseka in the front row with Ho and Roberts. Roberts is his nuff. He's got Finay Fuiaki. He's got Lukey and Martin in the second rows with a bench of Fafita, Colquhoun and Lasardi. In the halfback, he's got Cleary and Sam Walker. In the 5/8s, he's got Purdue and Cody Walker. In the centre wings, he's got McLean, Marky Mark, Lehigh Hopewade, and Chester, with Sammy on the bench, Farmani on the bench, and Macassini on the bench. Fullbacks, he's got Sewer and Turbo. And in the flex, he's got Keeney. He says he wants to trade Keeney, Turbo, and Fafita, but he can't get to what he wants, so what would you guys suggest?
What does he want?
He wants Teddy, he wants Herbie, and he wants Ryan Couchman, but he's 38k short.
Damn.
Masardi. Oh, he's already got him.
Yeah, he'd have to go down to the Knights young'un. But
it's not a bad option.
It's not a bad option, and it's like, I'd hate to suggest not going Herbie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the other two are good ins, and it's like, well, if you don't have Herbie by this rate, you're definitely going to want him, because the Dolphins run is so good.
Yep.
But, like, for what, 830k-ish for Herbie, just under, I think, do you go down a little bit more and just not get him? Or is he just that dude that you really got to,
Yeah.
eh? I think, for the sake of not having Herbie and you're worrying about what cheapie to own, you got to focus on the premium. You know, like, Herbie's the top dog, and if you can't have him because you can't have Ryan Couchman, then I think you find someone else to get Herbie.
Do you just go Turbo and Fafita down to put Kenny in the flex and then bring in Herbie and Rauchman that way? And just leave Kenny on the bye?
Well, he's got to get Teddy in too.
Yeah, but I don't know, what's the priority? Herbie, Teddy?
I'd probably skip Rauchman,
Yeah.
go for Fafita all the way down to Manu, and
That's what I'm
gives him
saying.
338k,
Yeah.
and then he can boost literally what he wants. So then he
That's-
could probably
yeah.
go Turbo to Teddy. And who did he say he wants to go? Kinney up to Herbie. Will he have enough for that? 100. He'll be pretty close to that.
Well, he had 30k off Rauchman, so he'll have enough with Manu, Lelu.
I'd be going for Fafita down. You can't trade Colquhoun because he just doesn't have the troops this week.
No.
So he's going to have to go keep him. He's going to have to put Fafita down to Manu, Turbo up to Teddy, Keeney to Herbie. That's a pretty freaking good team.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And then you can move Chester out too.
Yeah.
You can play Chester as your fullback too if you really want to get Herbie into your centre wing 4 combination, so you can see him there.
Could also go Reed the Cheese if you're looking for other options this week too. Just to free up some
Yeah, there's
coin.
money there too. You could go Cody Walker all the way down to Cade Reed in a week or two if you need to get another 200k as well. Like, it's not the end of the world right now.
Cody Walker nearly 500k.
He's
Yeah.
487. Yep.
Yeah, so you've got, like, now that we've got this new 5.8 that's popped up, I think you can definitely just follow the coin. Like, you're going to have a pocket for 200k at least in a couple of weeks' time if you need more money to get these dudes in. If you
And I think
Finu
Fuliaki's definitely going to play Origin too, so there's another trade out.
Yeah, he should do. Him and Lukey, my 2RF is going to disappear.
Unfortunately, Jesse.
We do have 2 other teams, unfortunately, but we just don't have the time to get to them. I do apologise. I promise we'll get in the contact. All the 3 of us can get into the private messages so we can push it out there. What's next? Okay, so let's talk about our own team preview. What are we doing for round 8, boys?
Well, I think,
Jimmy, start with you, man.
I think we all have the same trade outs. It's Turbo and Kiraz. I've got Hudson Young that I'm probably going to be trading out because he's fucking a lot of money. He's out, and then he's got Origin as well. Like, I don't want to have 800k nearly just sitting on the bench doing nothing. I'd love to keep him because he is a gun. I'm looking at going Teddy, Hines, and Rauchman this week, which I just don't think you can argue with, really.
No, you can't.
Like,
So who are you trading out?
the same as you.
Young, Turbo, Kiraz to Teddy.
Yeah. Hines in the flex, and then I'll bring Rauchman in. And I'll have 300k left over.
I might just stop the sharing, actually. Sorry, boys. Jesse.
I don't know. I'm struggling this week. My team's decimated, especially now that Sasangi's
Yeah.
out. I've got no backup hooker. Which, Cheese is always an option, but I don't know if he's what I need this week. I've got no bench front row forward. I've got Garner in my second row, and I've got Atkinson as my only two bench reserve options this
Ooh.
week. No Pezzett, no Karaz, Faimani, Macassini, Turbo, Lasardi.
You got two?
Everyone. No, I got rid of him to get in Casey or something. I'm pretty sure a while back. I can't remember now.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty bad. Initially, I was thinking of going Turbo out, Karaz out, and Atkinson out. And I was going to bring in Teddy, Sam Walker, and Manu Leilua. But now that I'm looking at the team, depending on what I do, I might actually have to reserve Atkinson. And he'll be a player that I'll have to field this week. So I've just got to work it out because, yeah, it's pretty bad. Sasangi out threw me quite a lot. So even still, I might even consider him. Like, I just bought him in last week, and I really don't want to trade him out. He's a freaking gun, but yeah, I'm just literally running out of players. So
New lease on life, mate. Atkinson will be a...
I actually reckon
under the new
something's going to happen there. I think Dragons have to play well this week.
I don't think they can.
We will see. We will see.
So
Yeah.
you are still undecided. So Jess, everybody
Extremely,
get into our late mail Thursday just before the game, what we end up doing just before that Thursday game to hear what Jesse does. Jesse, if you... Well, actually, I won't even bother. Jimmy, you didn't say how many trades will you have left in boost after this
Well,
week?
I'm using my last boost this week. I'm getting Hines in. I think
My man, this is what we do when we're at
VC
the
Hines straight into Teddy C. I just think it's a no-brainer this week. 27
I like it.
trades, and then I'll just ease up a little bit coming into Origin.
Yeah.
All right, so
I do have one that I just wanted to throw out to you and see if something in direction-wise. I had one that I penciled in earlier today, and I like it quite a lot, but it's Karaz, Macassini, and Turbo out. Leaves me 25k in the bank, but it's getting in Tedesco, Rauchman, and Willison.
Ooh.
And Willison's in the flex,
and it gives you a number.
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
it gives me a number. It's 3 outs that aren't playing, 3 ins that are. It's just that I seem to... Unless... Yeah, I don't
Someone
know
that's
if
in
I
the,
need
and
the
you're in the
funds.
top 3k, you kind of got to get numbers on field, but you're not
Exactly.
losing anything out with Rauchman. I think he's going to be a stud.
Mm.
Xavier Willison, we talked about as a pod today. I think is just going to be,
And he's a
the
jewel.
man now. It's his team
That's
with
what
a jewel.
That's
So
why.
you'll have him in the flex, and then you can literally put him anywhere in the forwards. I like that. Cool. I like those.
That's something that it's like coming up quite strong, I think. Just with just a green tick
So
that I
if
can
you
afford.
boost, how many trades left?
If I boost?
Yep.
Well, I've got 4 boosts still, and I'm currently on 33 trades. So I'll be looking at using one, obviously, and I'm going down to 30 trades
30
after this
trades,
week.
3 boosts. Nice. I am trading out Stefano, Karaz, and Turbo. I'm bringing in Manuel Lalua.
Manu.
Manu. I'm bringing in Tedesco, and I'm bringing in Nico Hines. It leaves me with 27 trades. I have no boosts, and I'll have 16,700 left in my salary. And I will be VCing
Yep.
Hines into a captain of Tedesco. The Juju's going to be there. One of them will be a stud. And my reserves are Sewer, Dewey, one of Rauchman. So 2 of Rauchman, Paseka, Manu, and Smith. At the moment, it's Rauchman and Paseka.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
So many options.
All right.
Must be nice.
I mean, it's...
We got ranks to chase,
All right.
Trav, don't we? We got ranks to chase.
We got
Yeah, that's
massive
it.
ranks to chase. Boys, it's one of our favourite segments now. We're going on to our best bets, brought to you by no one yet. We are not going to talk much
Nope.
about who we're going through. This is what we did last week as a panel. I tipped the cows, the rabbits, the wars, and the dogs, and I unfortunately missed out on that one with the cows getting belted, and the Dogs losing to the Eels. How they lost?
No, I
to the
don't
Eels,
know.
Man, come on now. Sammy lost with a Leitua try, which he didn't do. Dufty and Marky Mark both scored a try, which leaves at 7:45. So unfortunately, she misses out, so she stays at a 0 tally. Boys, Jimmy Tungo, did he get a try?
He did not. It was that last run where he was just running with one shoe at the end. I thought, oh, he's going to run into the quarter and win the game for him, but no, unfortunately he didn't. But Dufty, yeah, $2, you just take that every day of the week.
Dufty, that was a great call there. Jesse Latrell, did he score a try? I think he scored more than one.
Got a couple.
He's scored 4.
Double that, yeah.
Jenkins, did he get a try? I actually think he scored more than one too.
He did, he got a double as well. That should have been the leg. Preston let me down.
And Preston, did he get a try? Bum, bum.
Killer.
So we are all... I actually think... I looked at this and thought, I reckon we're all going to start off really well. These were all really good bets. And unfortunately, we did not get anywhere. So, Jimmy, I'll start with you so that I can write these notes so we can get it into a post. Talk to us. What are your best bets for round 8 ANZAC?
Well, today I spent a bit of time researching and looking over the guides and whatnot of our undisclosed bookie maker. I've got...
We're not going there.
No. I couldn't turn down Sharks at $1.86. I've gone Roosters and Mark to score $1.60, and then
Roosters win.
Yes, head to head, and then Penrith to beat Knights. I think they're all no-brainers. Combine that all together, $3.86. I think that's probably as safe as you can get this weekend.
So did you go Sharks, Roosters, Panthers win? Mark anytime.
Yes. $3.86. And I've got Sammy's if you want me to do Sammy's as well. Yeah. Sammy's actually... It's kind of got me questioning myself at the moment. She's gone Taylor May to score, $2.20. Hiroti to score, $1.87. Now he's on the wing. And Montoya to score, $1.78. That'll give you $7.32. And I really like the look of that bet from Sammy.
Nice.
And how much was that paying, sorry?
$7.32 of your hard-earned dollars.
$7.32. Yep. Jesse.
So I've actually only just focused on one game this week because I think the odds are outrageous. I've gone for the Warriors and the Dolphins. Traditionally, I don't really like picking the Warriors for their odds, but I really like picking the Dolphins, and they're probably one of my favourite teams to bet on. So I have gone for Alofiana Khan Pereira, anytime try scorer. I've gone Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, anytime try scorer. And a personal favourite, for some reason, God tell me how, Jake Averillo is asking $3 anytime try scorer. Those three, $9.
Whoa.
Yeah. Lock it in, boys. That is outrageous.
That is good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't mind all your bets, but you're all soft as butter. Seriously. This is just soft. Alright, here's where I'm going. Marky Mark, anytime. Hammer, anytime. Alternative total points for that game, New Zealand versus Dolphins at 40.5. That is a no-brainer. I've got AJ try. I've got Campbell Graham going against that very leaky left edge of the Storm, anytime try.
Yep.
And I've got 40.5 points getting put on that because there's no defense getting played in that game. I've got Newcastle Knights versus Penrith. I've got a Jenkins anytime. And I've got a Manly anytime with Lei Hapawade. Boys, it pays $22.04. Lock.
We might be chasing you for the rest of the year.
You're all soft as butter. Get that. I went through every game and I was like, what is going to happen? These are what's going to happen. Lock them in. If you don't like them, there was a couple I dropped away. Like if I drop Campbell Graham off, it's still $15 for an anytime. There's options there. It's going to be a pain in the ass to put it up on our best bets watch, but it is what it is. I will get the 8 legs into that for $22.04. Lock and load.
Love that, sir.
That's unbelievable. That's like me throwing AJ and Mark to score a try onto those three and bumping it up to $20. Like, that's just silly.
I talked you into it. It's not silly
work. You don't have to talk me into it.
No, definitely not.
I'm being conservative. Trust
We
me,
are
my legs are
rogue.
20
this
plus.
This is why a betting company needs to get into us, because you're probably going to make more money off the crew putting into it than you are going to pay out. We are guns. We love it.
The boys.
We had a big win on the weekend for our bets with mates group, Jimmy.
Yeah, we did well, actually. We had a couple of good winners.
Couple good. Yeah, it was
It
nice.
was a great weekend.
That's it for us. Just under an hour and a half. Boys, is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Good luck. Catch you, boys.
Mate, good luck. ANZAC Day round. What a cool round.
Oh, it's going to be
this is
awesome.
I cannot bloody wait. I will be watching every game. Get to an ANZAC Day service if you can. I know I will be. I'm very lucky where I live, Queensland up here in Brisbane, they do flyovers with the Jets.
Awesome.
So they've planned to go over where I live. There's 2 F-14s. Raptors flying over that plan to come at 11 o'clock. That's going to be sick. We do that every year. I can't wait for that. It's 10 seconds of some of the most adrenaline-draining stuff you can have. God, they're loud. God, they're fast, but they're so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
Just
for
a quick
round
one. Can Storm please to God get a win this week?
Win?
I can't keep going on like this, Trav. I can't.
Not used to it. Join the club.
Man, like we opened up a Purple Rain page. We've won 2 games and lost 5 in a row. I mean, we are getting the followers. People are watching and listening, but I think
Good laugh.
Yeah, good laugh.
Yeah. Do all the free stuff that you
Yep.
can. If you're still watching, it's an hour and a half in. Please like and subscribe to wherever you watch this podcast or listen to this podcast. Like and subscribe our Instagram and our Facebook. Like and engage in our comments and talk to us. Send us DMs. Do all that. It's free. It only costs you a little bit of time. It just helps us get motivated. We don't get paid for it. We get nothing out of it other than just that, just some extra love and the motivation for it. Get involved with it. Love you all. Oh, and don't forget to join our league at the start. I'll put it in the bio. Let's get that to over 100. See you later.